Welcome back to the Blue Chip Breakdown. Today is day 4. It is a beautiful Saturday, and it's the first day in pads, so juices are definitely flowing, and the team looks a lot crisper for the most part. The quarterbacks missed a few throws, but that's pretty much normal. Offense usually takes a little bit longer to get going than the defense does. It's just a lot more to get used to. Your quarterbacks are getting used to throwing to new wide receivers, and the wide receivers are catching from new quarterbacks. Same thing for the tight ends and running backs and everything else. So that's all right. We had a lot of visitors, or we should have had a lot of visitors on campus today. Not quite sure who all made it, but some high-profile players from the class of 2024 all the way down to the class of 2027. The one guy that was supposed to show up today in 2027 is Trent Seaborn. Trent Seaburn. I'm not quite sure how to say his name, but he is a quarterback, and I think that he was in 8th grade, or maybe he moved up and he was a freshman. So he looks really good in his film. He's probably going to be the number 1 player in that class. So if you get a chance to go and take a look at his film, definitely check him out. He looks really, really good. So it's huge to see that this staff is continuing to pursue as far out as they possibly can, and just that grind never stops. Right there, you saw Coach Hype. He's really taking a look at Nico, and I don't know if Nico actually, he might have been nervous right there. You saw him miss a couple of passes when Coach Hype was kind of getting close to him, but he's going to get out of that. He's definitely a baller and a gamer. It's nothing to be concerned about. Right here, you can see the running backs look a lot more confident. They look really, really crisp. Quarterbacks look good going through this drill right here. And Deshaun Bishop is definitely a guy. He's looking good, man. Cam Seldon is in a red jersey today, so he's limited. We definitely need this man back right here. He's probably going to be one of our starting corners. So it's good to see him back out on the field and moving around. He's still no contact with that red jersey, but he's going to get there. It's definitely a marathon and not a sprint. So excited to see him back at full speed in the lineup. Gabe Judy Lally is definitely going to be another one of those guys. And he wasn't as physical as we wanted him to be in the previous practice, but today I think he makes up for it. And right here, we got to get Christian. He's got to pick that football up. Love seeing these linebackers go to work, man, especially Arian Carter. They said he had another big day today, and his juices were really flowing. They said that he was more vocal today, and he got a couple of high fives from Coach Heupel. So he's going to be a guy that we can expect to work into the rotation with this team this year. Safeties look really good. Really impressed with these younger guys for sure, man. John Slaughter looks real smooth, a really long guy. I think that the biggest thing for the underclassmen in the secondary is just going to be getting bigger and stronger. That's going to be the biggest, I guess, battle for them outside of learning the playbook, which I don't think is going to be too difficult. It's not that hard on defense. It's pretty much, if you know how to play zone coverages, it's the same zone coverages as it's always been. So it's not a huge deal. Love seeing the DBs, especially corners right here, engaging in some blocks and then disengaging and coming and making tackles. Like I said in the previous film, it was very frustrating last year to see just the lack of effort is what I want to call it, to be able to get off blocks and go and get in on the physical contact. So this is a huge thing, man. If you play on the outside, you've got to get off blocks quick. And if nothing else, you've at least got to force the play back to the inside so that your teammates can make that stop. But it's just unacceptable to get blocked. There's just no reason for it. Christian Harrison looked good right there on his rep. Gabe Judy Lally, let's see what he's going to do. Yesterday, he wasn't as physical. Here, that's a lot better. He even hit that dummy all the way off of the bag. So you just want to see these guys show that effort. Jordan Matthews is a guy that worked with the twos today. I believe that the starting corners were Danico Slaughter and it was Haddon was the other one. So with the second group, it was Jordan Matthews and Gabe Judy Lally. So we will continue to see them switch up that, first and second string with the secondary. That's just a sign of the staff is really trying to figure out who's going to be the top 4 or 5 guys there. And right here, we've got the tight ends. Castles is going to be tremendous for us. He's a really strong guy. He runs great routes. He has really good hands. So looking forward to that. And it's also good to see some of these other guys showing up for us, because you're usually going to at least play 3 tight ends throughout a season. And obviously with football, you have to have depth. It's just no telling when someone could go down. So this is something for us to really pay very close. We've got to look at this very closely. These, I don't want to call them the other guys, but the ones outside of the top 3 are really going to have to step up, because their number more than likely is going to be called. Right here, we've got the offensive line. Vyson Lang's looking good. Carriage is looking good. And I'll tell you who I really like a lot right now is Addison Nichols. He's really shown me a lot of dogs. So he's moving around from left to right guard, and also he's playing center right here, right there. You saw he kind of got over his feet and is falling forward. I would rather see that type of an effort right now out of these trench guys, with it being spring. You just want to see him bringing that extra funk to every play. So that really catches my eye, and I'm sure that it's catching the coaching staff's eye as well. He could be one of our starting guards. So that's it for this video. Thank y'all as always for tuning in. One last thing that I did want to touch on is that Coach G got an opportunity to speak today to the media, and I really like what he had to say. I'll tell you, I would love it if he came and sat down inside of my living room with a pitch to get my son to come and play at his school. I would be all for it. He's just a man's man. He's straight to the point, and I absolutely love that. So I can see why he's one of the player favorites as far as coaches go. But some of the things that he touched on was just, the effort and all the bodies that we have this year. He didn't like the way that we ended practice. Again, this is our first day in full pads, and it was a longer day. So, these guys were probably a little bit burnt out, especially some of these underclassmen. So, that's not a huge deal, I don't think. Now, if that turns into a situation where on Tuesday they're saying the exact same thing, then that's going to turn into that's going to turn into a problem. But he did have some good things to say about Caleb Herring, about James Pierce, and he's definitely expecting for them to do some big things for this team this year. He did kind of talk about them kind of getting into their own swag and having a little bit more confidence and, playing with that extra effort. So, we'll be looking forward to seeing that as spring ball continues. And most definitely once that spring game comes, that's where we will really be able to tell that. And maybe even prior to that with the first scrimmage, I want to see who stands out in that first scrimmage. And as many clips as we can get from that would be huge, so we can kind of see, who's getting it and who's not. But that's it, guys. And I will see y'all on Tuesday. As always, remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And thank you as always. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.